If you're thinking about living on Lake Lanier, it probably looks like a dream. Waking up to water views, boating on the weekends, sunsets every night. But here's what most people don't realize. There are rules, costs, and lifestyle trade-offs that can either make the best decision you've ever made or something you regret. So in this video, I'll be breaking down the reality of living on Lake Lanier in 2026, so you know exactly what to expect before you buy. All right, let's start with why so many people are moving to Lake Lanier in the first place. This area has really shifted from being just a weekend getaway to a full-time lifestyle. You've got over 38,000 acres of water, miles of shoreline, and honestly, some of the best lake living in Georgia. And one of the biggest advantages is the location. You're only about 45 minutes to Atlanta, and you get peaceful waterfront lifestyle without being completely disconnected from the city. So for a lot of people, it feels like the best of both worlds, nature and convenience. Now let's talk about costs, because this is where it gets real. The median price for a home in Lake Lanier in 2026 was right around $955. And if you're looking for a true waterfront home with a private deep water dock, you're usually looking at 1.1 million or up. And then there's still entry points. If you're okay with lake access, a lake view instead, direct waterfront, you'll find options starting around 550 or 600. Now, another cost people forget about is HOA fees, which can range anywhere from 600 a year to about 5,000 depending on the community and amenities. So when you're budgeting, it's not just about house price, you got to factor in those ongoing costs too. Now, this is one of the biggest surprises for buyers. The rules around the lake itself. Lake Lanier is actually managed by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. So even if you own waterfront home, you don't fully own the shoreline. And here's the big one. Dock permits do not automatically transfer when you buy the house. After closing, you have to file paperwork to transfer the permit to your name. And once you have it, it has to be renewed every 5 years. There's also strict rules about what you can do along the shoreline, especially below what's called the 1071 line. So before you buy, it's really important to understand those regulations because they directly affect how you use your property. Let's talk about commute, because this can be a deal breaker for some people. Most Lake Lanier residents rely on either Georgia 400 or I-985 to get into Atlanta. On a normal day, you're looking at about a 60 to 90 minute drive in the city during rush hour. And getting to the airport can take anywhere from 60 to 100 minutes. Now here's something really important. Where you live on the lake makes a huge difference. If you're on the south end, closer to Commute and Beaufort, your commute is going to be shorter. If you're further north, like Gainesville and Dawson, it's going to take longer. So if you're commuting regularly, you definitely want to test drive before committing. Another thing a lot of buyers don't realize is Lake Lanier spans multiple counties. So depending on where you buy, you could be in Forsyth County, Hall, Gwinnett, or Dawson, and that affects both school district and your property taxes. Forsyth County's example is known for highly rated schools, which can actually increase home values. But property taxes can vary quite a bit between counties. So choosing the right location isn't just about the house, it's also about a financial decision long term. Now let's talk about what life here actually looks like day to day. Obviously the lake is the main attraction. Boating, fishing, kayaking, all of that. But beyond that, you got great infrastructure around you. There are major marinas like Aqualand and Holiday Marina, tons of parks, and places like Don Carter State Park. You're also close to shopping, dining, and healthcare, like Northeast Georgia Medical Center. So even though it feels like a getaway, you're not sacrificing convenience. Now let's talk about something people don't always think about, and that's maintenance. Owning a lake home comes with extra responsibilities. You've got a dock maintenance, things like replacing floats, adjusting cables, inspections. You also have to follow shoreline regulations for things like vegetation and erosion control. And a good rule of thumb is to budget about 1 to 2% of your home's value each year for maintenance. So it's definitely more hands-on than a typical suburban home. So let's quickly sum it up. The pros, you got an incredible waterfront lifestyle, strong property values, and you're still close to Atlanta. The cons, it's expensive. There are strict regulations, commuting can be tough, and maintenance is higher. So it really comes down to whether the lifestyle is worth it to you. Lake Lanier is perfect for people who truly want the lake lifestyle. Boating, being outside, enjoying the water. But if you're looking for something super low maintenance or you have a strict daily commute, it might not be the best fit. So it's really about aligning your lifestyle with your priorities. At the end of the day, living on Lake Lanier can be incredible, but only if you go into it with the right expectations. If you're thinking about buying here, I can help you figure out the best areas, price points, and what actually fits your lifestyle. Just reach out to the link below, and I'll see you in the next video.